students. Now in the second part of lesson 13 explanation, the heading of the chapter is sound. So in this second part, the topic which I will be explaining to you today, that is sound, how the sound is produced by the humans and how the humans are able to hear the sound which is produced in their surrounding. So now let's begin with the first topic of today's class, that is how the sound is produced by the human beings. So we human beings are having the ability of producing different types of sounds. But which body part is mainly involved in the production of this sound which is produced by the human beings? So the body part which is involved in the production of the sound by the human being is called as the voice box or the larynx. So if anybody asks you, name the body part which is responsible for production of sound in the human beings, then what you will say? That the body part which is involved in the production of sound in the human beings is called as the voice box or the larynx. Now, second important thing about this voice box or larynx which you should remember or which you should know, that is what is the location where in the body this voice box or the larynx is present. So this voice box or the larynx which is responsible for the production of sound in the human beings is located at the upper end of the windpipe, which is also called as the trachea. So where this voice box or the larynx is located, this voice box or the larynx which is responsible for the production of sound in the human beings is present or is located at the upper end of the trachea or the windpipe. Next important thing which you should remember, that beside this voice box and the larynx, few other things are there which are also involved in the production of sound. So beside this voice box and larynx, two vocal cords are also present, and these two vocal cords, they are thin membranous structures. So beside the voice box and the larynx, two thin membranous structures are also present which are involved in the process of production of sound by the human beings, and they are called as the vocal cord. And these vocal cords are thin membranous structures, and they are stretched across the larynx or the voice box in such a way that they leave a narrow slit in between them for the passage of air. See here, leave a narrow slit between them for the passage of air. And when we human beings, we speak, then what happens? The air is expelled from our lungs, and this air which is expelled from our lungs moves in the upward direction. It moves in the upward direction through the trachea or the windpipe, and it finally reaches where? It reaches to the larynx or the voice box. After this, what happens? That this air passes through the narrow slit which is developed between the two vocal cords which are stretched across the larynx or the voice box. And as a result of the passage of the air which has been expelled from the lungs and which has moved in upward direction through the trachea and has reached the larynx, now it will pass through the narrow slit which is produced in between the two vocal cords. And when this air will strike the vocal cord, which is a thin membranous structure, it will start vibrating. The vocal cord starts vibrating, and when this vocal cord it vibrates, it produces the sound or it generates the sound. So this is how, students, the sound is produced in the human beings. And the variation in the quality and the type of the sound or the voice which is produced by the human beings depends upon the loosening and tightening of the vocal cords, which is a thin membranous structure. And what is responsible for causing this loosening and tightening of the vocal cord? That to the vocal cord muscles are attached. Certain muscles are attached to the vocal cord and they lead to the contraction and tightening and loosening of the vocal cord. And when the vocal cord is tight and thin, then it produces different quality or type of voice or sound. And when it is loose and thick, then the vocal cord produces different quality of voice or sound. So loosening and tightening of the vocal cord due to the muscles which are attached to it is also responsible for producing different types of sounds in the human beings. Beside these two parts, that is the larynx or the voice box and the vocal cord, few other body parts are also involved in producing different kinds of sound in the human beings. And the name of those body parts which are involved in or which contribute in the production of sound in the human beings, they are the lips, tongue is there, lips are there, and the cheek. They also contribute in producing different kinds of sound in the human beings. So with this we come to an end of the explanation of the first topic, that how the sound is produced by the human beings. Now I will explain the second topic, that how the human beings are able to hear the sound which is produced in their surrounding by various things. So now let us discuss that. So the human beings, they are able to hear the sound which is produced in their surrounding by the help of ears. You all know there are 5 sensory organs which are present in our body, which are performing different specific functions. Like eyes are there, they help us in seeing or visualizing the objects which are present around us. Then ears are there, they help in hearing the sound. Then skin is there, it helps us in feeling the hotness and coldness of the object. Then next to this is what? Tongue is there, which help us in identifying different types of taste. And fifth one, that is the nose, which help us in breathing in air. So these are the 5 major sensory organs which are performing different functions in our body, which I have just now told you. So we human beings are able to hear the sound which is produced in our surrounding by different things with the help of our ears. So ear is the body part or the sensory organ which help us in hearing the sound. And this ear which is present in the human beings, which is helping us in hearing the sound which is produced in our surrounding, consists of 3 different distinct parts. There are three distinct parts in the human ear. First is the outer ear, then middle ear, and third part is the inner ear. So these are the 3 distinct parts of the human ear which help us in hearing the sound. Now let us move further explanation. That is, the sound which is produced in our surrounding is first received or collected by the outer ear. So the sound which is produced in our surrounding, that is first received or collected by the outer ear. And from the outer ear, this sound is transmitted to or transferred to the ear canal, which is also known as the acoustic meatus. And from the ear canal, this sound which has been received from the surrounding by the outer ear is passed to the eardrum. And this eardrum is a stretched membrane-like structure. And when the sound strikes this eardrum, which is a thin membrane-like structure present in our ears, it starts vibrating. And when it vibrates, due to the result of the vibration of the eardrum, which is a thin membranous structure present in the human ear, what happens? It leads to the movement of one bone in the middle ear, which is called as the ossicle. So due to the vibration of the eardrum, what happens? There develops the movement of one bone in the middle ear of the human being, which is called as the ossicle. And this ossicle, which receives the vibration, it amplifies that. And after amplifying the vibration which it has received from the eardrum, it transfers it or sends it to the another part of the ear, which is called as the cochlea. And this cochlea is present in the inner ear of the human beings, or inner part of the ear. This cochlea is present. And now see what the cochlea will do. The cochlea transforms these vibrations which it has received as a result of the movement of the ossicles which were present in the middle ear. It transforms those vibrations which it has received, the cochlea, and it converts it into nervous impulses. And these nervous impulses are further transmitted to the brain. So in this way, we human beings are able to hear the sound with the help of our ears. So this is all for today's class, students. Note down your homework. Draw the label diagram of the structure of ear. So this is your homework for today. And you also revise this, whatever has been explained to you, so that it becomes more clear to you. Thank you and have a nice day.